In a bustling supermarket, amidst the clatter of shopping carts and the hum of refrigerators, an ordinary Saturday afternoon transforms into a nerve-wracking standoff. For Alex, Sterling, and his family, a quick trip for groceries becomes a public spectacle as two officers storm in, their eyes fixed on Alex. Shoppers freeze, and whispers ripple through the aisles. Alex's wife, Clara, clutches their daughter, Lily, her face a mask of fear. What the crowd doesn't know is that Alex is more than just a husband and father. He's a decorated covert operative for a top-secret government agency, a man who has spent his career dismantling shadowy organizations and protecting the nation from threats no one even knows about. But today, he is simply Alex, the man who makes pancakes on Sundays and carries his daughter on his shoulders. He and Clara had promised Lily a special cereal for their movie night, and the air was filled with the scent of fresh bread and the soft drone of the store's background music, until the two uniformed figures appeared. Their cold, calculating gazes scan Alex, as if he's already guilty. One officer's hand hovers over his holster, a silent, menacing threat. The sharp, echoing footsteps draw closer, and shoppers retreat. Their glance is a mix of curiosity and unease. Clara instinctively moves closer to Alex, her grip on Lily tightening. Alex's heart rate remains steady, a result of years of training, but a familiar heaviness settles in his chest. He's trained for dangerous confrontations, but this is different. This isn't a high-stakes mission or a federal sting. This is his reality as a man of color in this country, even with a covert badge tucked away. He can feel the officer's intent. They're not here to verify. They're here to accuse that he stand his ground, watching them close in. Their voices are sharp, loud enough for the crowd to hear every word. "Sir, step away from the cart," one of them demands, his tone thick with authority and an unmistakable assumption of guilt. Alex's mind races through options. He could flash his badge and end this in a second, but his training tells him that revealing his authority too soon might escalate the situation. Instead, he keeps his voice calm. "Is there a problem, officer?" The younger officer, Officer Miller, moves in, scanning Alex from head to toe as if he's stolen goods. "We have a report," Miller says, his eyes narrowing. "You match the description of suspect seen leaving this store earlier this week." Clara's brows knit in confusion. "We just got here," she says, her voice trembling but firm. Lily buries her face in her mother's coat, sensing the tension without understanding the words. Alex feels the stares of the crowd intensifying. The air thickens, every breath a conscious effort. He is used to being in control, calling the shots, but here, without his official identity, he is just another man being judged by strangers. Officer Harris, Miller's partner, moves to block Alex's path. "Mind if we check your pockets?" he asks, a command hidden in the question. "Actually, I do mind," Alex says, meeting Harris's gaze. "I haven't done anything wrong. And unless you have probable cause, this conversation ends now." The refusal only seems to embolden Miller. His jaw tightens. "Sir, you're making this harder than it needs to be." Clara's voice cracks. "Harder for who? We've done nothing." Her words seem to bounce off the officers like pebbles against steel. A small crowd has gathered, their shopping trips forgotten, phones discreetly raised to record. The faint red glow of a recording screen catches Alex's eye. His pulse quickens, not from fear, but from cold calculation. This is becoming a public spectacle, a narrative being built right in front of him. Miller steps closer, inches away. "We can do this the easy way or—" Before he can finish, Alex subtly shifts his weight, a practiced gesture for balance. His voice remains calm, but the steel beneath it is undeniable. "Officer, I'd advise you to think very carefully about your next move." The statement hangs in the air. Miller hesitates, searching Alex's eyes for a sign of a bluff, but finds only unshakable certainty. Suddenly, Harris's radio crackles. A voice cuts through the tension. "Unit 7, status check." Harris replies, "We're with the suspect now." The word suspect hits Alex harder than he expected. No matter his service, his sacrifices, or the lives he has saved, here he is, reduced to a stereotype. With each passing second, the confrontation teeters on the edge of a dangerous precipice. Miller takes a deliberate step forward, his hand brushing the grip of his sidearm. A gasp ripples through the crowd. Clara instinctively pulls Lily behind her. Alex takes a deep breath, steeling himself. He is trained for hostage standoffs and high-risk raids, but never for this. Being cornered in a grocery store for the crime of being in the wrong skin. Miller's voice is sharp. Last warning, sir. Empty your pockets, or we'll do it for you. That's it. Alex reaches into his jacket, his movements slow and deliberate, designed to avoid any misinterpretation. A ripple of tension goes through the crowd, expecting something dangerous to appear. What emerges instead is a worn leather badge wallet. Alex flips it open in a single, smooth motion, revealing the seal of a clandestine federal agency. The reaction is instantaneous. The murmuring stops. Harris's eyes widen, and Miller freezes, his mouth slightly ajar. Alex's voice is low, but every word cuts like steel. Special Agent Alexander Sterling, and you have just profiled and attempted to unlawfully detain a federal officer. In front of dozens of witnesses, Miller's face drains of color. Harris takes a half step back, the radio in his hand now feeling like a brick. Alex doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't need to. The weight of his title and the stares of every bystander do the work for him. You'd better hope none of those cameras caught your names, he says, tilting his head toward the man still recording. The power dynamic has flipped in an instant. For the first time, the officers look like the ones on the defensive. The silence is deafening, broken only by the faint hum of the refrigerators. Miller and Harris exchange a panicked look. There is no lifeline. Alex snaps the badge wallet shut and slides it back into his jacket. You've embarrassed yourselves, he says quietly. But more than that, you've reminded my daughter of a lesson she never should have had to learn. Clara's eyes glisten as she pulls Lily close. The little girl looks up at her father, not fully understanding, but sensing the gravity of the moment. The man with the phone lowers it, his face set in grim understanding. Several shoppers avoid eye contact, retreating into other aisles. Harris starts to speak, but Alex raises a hand, stopping him cold. Save it. Whatever apology you're about to give isn't for me. It's for every person you've treated this way who didn't have a badge to shield them. Without another word, Alex turns toward the registers. Clara and Lily follow, their carts still holding the bread and milk they came for. He can feel the officer's stares burning into his back, but he doesn't look over his shoulder. Stepping out into the bright afternoon light, Alex breathes deeply. He walked away with his dignity intact, but he knows countless others aren't so lucky. Somewhere inside, he hopes the officers will remember this moment. Not for the embarrassment, but for the truth it exposed. Because the real badge of honor isn't the one you wear on your chest. It's the respect you carry in your heart, the way you treat people when you think no one is watching.